Hey guys, what's going on? This is Simon here from Get Into Crypto, bringing you another Bitcoin update. So let's get into it. Right, so we'll start with a Bitcoin chart, and Bitcoin has been completely explosive over the last couple of months. So really from the end of September, we've seen a incredible move, with Bitcoin being up nearly, well, over 80%, and obviously it's brought us back up to our all-time highs at just shy of 20k. What I really wanted to kind of look at is just elaborate on where we currently are, and where Bitcoin is going over the next couple of months. So if you've been following Bitcoin over the last few years, you'll be familiar with the fact that Bitcoin does have these very quick up moves, so almost like these mini bubbles, and then it corrects, and it can correct up to 30, even 40%. I mean, we've seen that in the 2016, 2017 bull run. So the question is, are we going to get a 30-40% pullback? And a lot of people are asking me this: do I buy Bitcoin now? Do I buy it, 18k, 16k, 14k? Some people even hoping that it will go lower, so they can buy it, down at under 10k still. I think that's a little bit wishful, but certainly, um, I think those of us that have been in the space a while are prepared for Bitcoin to have some sort of correction. The question is, what does that correction look like? And of course, I think the difference between 2016, 2017 to now, 2020 and 2021, assuming we're in a 4-year cycle, which is something that I do advocate and do believe in, is that this time around we have more institutional investment, whereas previous cycles we had retail investment. And of course, there was this big question mark over, will Bitcoin even survive? Will it pass regulation? Will Bitcoin get destroyed? Will it get banned, etc.? And obviously, what we have seen over the last few months with MicroStrategy getting involved, with sort of Square adding it as well to their balance sheet. So you've got these big listed companies adding Bitcoin to their balance sheets. You've got big hedge fund managers like Druckenmiller. You've got Paul Tudor Jones coming out and saying he's getting into Bitcoin. All this is doing is endorsing the space further, and I believe it's reducing that risk that Bitcoin will get banned. So I think from all of this, we can almost conclude that Bitcoin is definitely here to stay. And obviously, that gives investors confidence, and that, of course, gives bigger investors confidence. And a lot of these institutional investors are not just going to pull out of the market after a 20% gain or a 40% gain, and they're not going to panic when they see the price of Bitcoin go down 10 or 20%, which then could lead Bitcoin to go down, for example, 30% or 40%. So I think the point I'm trying to make is that just because in 2016, 2017, we saw these 30 to 40% corrections quite frequently, it is unlikely that we will see the same thing, or should I say, it is less likely that we would see the same thing this time around with institutions involved. So, for example, this pullback we've seen here was around about 20%. And if we did 20% from the top, then it would take us to around about just under 16k. And an interesting thing also here is looking at the duration from top to the 20-week moving average. So this purple moving average I've got is the 20-week moving average, and we can see it took about 4 bars to have a proper retest of this 20-week moving average. The orange moving average is the 21-week MA, and what I like about this is that we've actually got this forecast on here. So let's just assume that it takes us 4 bars, and we're going to go down sort of just over 20%. That takes us to about 15,500, and that also starts to coincide with these MAs starting to move up. And also that's going to be a nice liquidity pool as it's just below this low of this wick from last week. So I think for me, that is quite a plausible scenario that we might see play out. And certainly, I'm still almost all in long on my Bitcoin position. I've sold a small amount, and personally, I'm looking to accumulate around the 20-week MA / 21-week EMA. So that is what I'm personally looking for. Of course, it's not financial advice, but I just think having that as a strategy and then being able to stick to it is a pretty good approach to have, and certainly that is what I'm doing. And the other thing I wanted to quickly look at was Bitcoin dominance. So I think the key for me, certainly if you're primarily in Bitcoin, is wanting to hold this, call it 62.79. I've put on here, but a weekly close below this blue line should result in some acceleration to the downside. So I think Bitcoin dominance is at a real crossroads here, and it's unclear as to which way it's going to go. And if we just quickly look at Ethereum as well, we can see that Ethereum is currently being held up at this 0.382 fib. We also have a Tom DeMark weekly 9 here as well, so this is proving a little bit of resistance. It might be that we see a little pullback here. And the other thing I really wanted to highlight was just looking at the Ethereum to BTC ratio. So we can see that Ethereum is looking quite constructive here, but if we look at Bitcoin dominance, we're literally seeing the inverse happen as to what we're seeing of ETH BTC. So I'm almost looking at ETH BTC as a little bit of a primer and a leading indicator as to what the entire altcoin space is going to do next. So this is certainly a chart I'm keeping a very close eye on, along with Bitcoin dominance. And yeah, that'll obviously kind of tell me what we need to do when it comes to altcoins. I mean altcoins are having a bit of a bleed today, but I think overall, just looking at the Bitcoin dominance, we can see that things are starting to look up for the altcoins, but we are waiting for that confirmation to say an alt season is really here. So yeah, I think I will wrap it up there, and thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.